So let me ask you this question before we start talking about Blackbeard and Akainu. Who are the most evil people ever? You probably have an image of Hitler in your head right now, perhaps Mussolini or Stalin as well. And you'd be right, all of these people committed heinous acts. So hold on to this feeling you got concerning these people, and let's contrast it with another list of names. How about Sasuke Uchiha, Chrollo Lucifer, or Hisoka, Piccolo, or Ulquiorra? Do any of these characters bring out the same emotions from you as if I had said Hitler? I mean, these antagonists were or are main villains in their respective stories, and they all have killed or attempted to kill a large number of people. So why not? Well, the answer to that is because these characters were not irredeemable. They were just casualties of a bad fate, victims of inequality, society, and personal tragedy. What makes Hitler or Mussolini more dangerous and vile and bring out the disgust from within you is that their power did not reside in their physical abilities. Instead, it was in their ideology. And the shonen genre, and I'm only speaking about the shonen genre right now, was always weak in this aspect of irredeemable, pure, evil villains. Even Pain in Naruto Shippuden, who had strong ideals that opposed those of the main protagonist, ended up seeing the errors of his ways in the end, so he redeemed himself. The only other shows that had irredeemable villains and characters like the ones we are going to speak about today were probably Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, who had Father, or Saint Seiya, who have Hades. And if you know any other shows, please recommend them to me. I'm interested in these type of characters in shonen. I know that in seinen there's a lot of these types of antagonists, and I enjoyed most of them, like Johann Liebert from Monster or Griffith from Berserk. At the same time, when it comes to shonen, I understand why writers stay away from this character trope. It's because their targeted audience is teens and young adults who might not be able to cope with the fact that there are some really evil people in the world. The human brain likes comfort, and to paint a picture of extreme evil for a young audience might not be a good business move. But personally, I think it is crucial for the genre to grow and include characters that are dangerous because of ideologies that spread hatred and divisiveness. So that the next time history repeats itself, and we know history is bound to repeat itself, when a charlatan world leader starts spewing these types of analogies, the young audience would be ready to confront those ideas because they would have had already learned their lessons from their favorite manga or anime growing up. And this brings me to One Piece, the outlier when it comes to the shonen formula. And I am not saying all of the One Piece villains are these insane psychopaths that cannot be loved or felt compassion towards. No, characters like Arlong, Crocodile, Doflamingo are pretty popular among the fan base. With some really emotional flashbacks, you really cannot help but feel for Doflamingo or Arlong. Along the way of these 900 plus chapters of masterful storytelling, Eichiro Oda introduced two characters that were very, very different from almost every other antagonist or villain I have seen in the shonen genre. I'm talking about Sakazuki, Akainu, and Marshall D. Teach, aka Blackbeard. And some of you might be saying, oh, Atlas, you can't be serious. You're not going to compare Akainu and Blackbeard to Hitler, are you? Well, actually, I am. If One Piece ends by Akainu killing Luffy and ending this worst generation of pirates, his reign of terror will know no limits. His sense of justice is absolute, and that means that he will not tolerate any piracy. or anything else that obstructs his sense of justice for that matter. So what will the result be? A massive killing spree and unfair arrests all over the world. And we have seen in One Piece that many pirates or thieves, bandits, showed capacity of changing and embracing the righteous side. But with Akainu at the helm of the world government, those people would not have their chance at redemption. And this sums up Akainu's themes and character arc in the One Piece story. He's a character that deals with an extreme conviction to the point of creating an imbalance within his logic and way of thinking. And that makes Akainu an inefficient leader, because his wrath does not extend to pirates and enemies only, but to his own men if they dare to question his morals. The best example of that is how he dealt with Kobe in Marineford. He was almost going to kill a brother in arms just to stroke his own ego. On the other side, we have Blackbeard, whose goal is to create a heaven for pirates, a paradise that encourages extreme hedonism, where pleasure is the ultimate currency. And in the pursuit of this mirage or illusion, Blackbeard has killed, lied, stole, and cheated on anyone who ever loved or cared for him. And if you didn't realize the dangers of extreme pleasures and Blackbeard's self-indulgence, then ask yourself this question: how is Blackbeard going to procure the food and drinks he and his men will need for an entire lifetime of partying? How is he going to get the women, the servants, the money that he will need? Well, the answer is obvious. He will steal, colonize, rape, and conquer lands by force and oppression without any care in the world. And that is simply pure evil that you don't see in the shonen genre. The genius of Oda in this instance is the duality he painted when it comes to writing these two villains. First of all, he made one a marine and the other a pirate. So regardless of which side you think is righteous and which is evil, you now know that both parties are capable of great danger and harm. And this is a lesson that escapes a lot of people in real life, especially in the current political climate. The second brilliant point that Oda made perfectly is that his two biggest antagonists essentially are pieces of the same coin. What do I mean by that? Well, a popular method in storytelling is dealing with themes by stating their extremes. And governing ideologies, leadership styles, philosophies about how to live your life have been major themes in One Piece. Oda is expressing with Akainu and Blackbeard how radical thinking can be very harmful. He is portraying the Puritan versus hedonist character tropes. Akainu, the Puritan, probably thinks that his ideology is so noble and righteous compared to Blackbeard's, who live like an animal. While Teach probably thinks that Akainu will never feel true joy and freedom due to his uptight sense of justice. But as we mentioned previously, both of their ideologies will lead to the same results: war and oppression, thus making both characters two sides of the same coin. Hopefully this video helps you shed a new light or a deeper understanding of both characters and the brilliant use of philosophical contrasts by Eichiro Oda. I also commend him for making them real atrocious characters with little to no likability factor. Because other shonens like Dragon Ball Z or Bleach had characters who were supremely evil like Frieza or Aizen, but they were illustrated and portrayed in cool ways, ending up being fan favorite characters. I don't think this will happen in One Piece Because, Blackbeard captured Ace, killed Thatch, betrayed Whitebeard, and quite frankly, he looks like he didn't shower for a couple of weeks. So I find it very hard to be a fan of his. While Akainu made millions cry by brutally murdering Ace and almost killed Kobe as well at the same war. He is just a very despicable human being hiding behind a huge ego and an entitled sense of justice. And his biggest threat is that if his ideology spreads out to the other Marines and his subordinates, then the world would be a far more dangerous place. Anyway, I had the busiest week so far. I am glad I could find some time to put this video out this week. That is it for me. Please like, share, and subscribe for more One Piece analysis. I think I will be diving into more of my other favorite works in shonen and seinen genres later in the summer. So please keep up with the support and thank you very much.